To try to get help with this snake. The policies at my job, if we harm the snake or even, okay, we get fired. Did I lose my job to a rattlesnake? I got fired. Last month, I just signed my lease for another year. It was hell pulling myself out of homelessness.
Beautiful people, welcome to the channel. Have you ever heard that saying, the expression, some people treat their dogs better than humans? Well, in today's story time, this saying hits way too close to home. Well, this story time is no exception. In fact, it takes the idea to a whole new level. We're talking about a situation where a rattlesnake, yes, an actual wild animal, seems to have more rights, protection, and consideration than the employees working there. Today's story time includes a woman who recently overcame the challenge of homelessness and is now facing the battle of being fired after her encounter with a rattlesnake. Like, comment, share, and subscribe for more. Thank you for watching.
I might be losing my job tomorrow. Yesterday, I needed to go to the ladies' room, so I called my supervisor. She came up to relieve me. Upon returning, she's yelling out the door, "Stay in the car." So I hurried up and I shut the door. As soon as I was stepping out, there was a rattlesnake about 6 feet away from me. Oh my gosh. So the snake is curled up. It's not moving, nothing. So she's opening up the door to see if it's moving or whatever. And I'm like, just leave it alone. I'm outside. I'm in the car. I'm watching the snake. So she's on the phone. Now at this time, we got to call the security company. We got to call animal control. They were closed. We're calling corporate. We're calling to try to get help with this snake. The policies at my job, if we harm the snake or even, okay, we get fired. Now the snake begins to move, and it's moving quick. It's going up to the guard shack, and half of the body now is underneath the door. My supervisor is freaking out. I'm talking about having a panic attack. She's crying, she's screaming, she's yelling, and she's holding the door on the guard shack because the guard shack doesn't close fully. Now corporate is calling me saying, I don't understand what she's saying. Could you let me know what's going on? Snake moved, and now it's underneath the door, trying to get its way fully in. So now corporate has instructed me to go drive up to the snake, start hunking and all this. I'm following directions. I've never had an encounter with a rattlesnake. Snake wiggled his body from underneath the door, and I kid you not, now it's coming towards me. I'm on the phone with the lady telling her, I just took the snake off more. It's coming towards me. Oh, you're fine. You're sitting in the car. That's where the snake came from. The snake came from underneath somebody's car that didn't even know the snake was there. So when she hit the bump, the snake fell onto the street. So we're still calling everybody, trying to get the help that we need to get this snake from in front of the guard shack. So they wind up calling somebody from a different facility. They came to help, not only to be instructed, get back into your car, do not touch that snake. But I thought y'all sent him over here to help us. Now 2 hours have passed. This snake is still sitting in front of the guard shack, and no one still has came to help us. The snake finally moves up a little bit, just a little bit, by the cone. And I'm telling her, okay, the snake has moved. I'm keeping her updated with what's going on, right? So the snake moved up a little bit more. Now it's on the side of the guard shack. I'm telling her, 1, 2, 3, you gonna run out and get in the truck. We get a call instructing us, we bet not leave that post. We have to keep the gates open until help come. Mind you, this is 2 hours later. No one came to help us for 4 hours. We were sitting outside with cameras zoomed in on us, making sure that we weren't going to be a threat or a harm to a snake. The fire department come, and they were like, this is not an emergency. This is not our field, and left. Finally, the animal control came to tell us that corporate sent them to the wrong address. So they sent them an hour away from where we were. So he comes, he get the snake. Everything is everything. Reason why I might lose my job today, part 2. Now y'all know that animal control has came and taken the snake. After us waiting 4 hours, we still have to make reports and all of this and that. So I wind up leaving after my shift, starting my day as normal. I get approached from the supervisor. He's asking me what happened. He's sorry nobody called him to come and get the snake. I'm talking to him. I'm telling him what had happened. And now the supervisor who was there on site with me, she's still shooken up. She was like, I don't want to be here. I'm still shaking. I'm this and that. Mind you, she was the one that was in the guard shack while I was outside the guard shack trying to distract the snake because that's what I was instructed to do. And it just ticked the snake off. The snake was going crazy, rattling like a mug. I told her, I said, I know how you feel. I got in the car. I'm checking the tires. I'm looking in the trunk. It was a scary moment for you to walk out the guard shack and you see a rattlesnake there ready to attack, curled up. She wind up going to the back so they can switch out shifts, right? So the sheriffs arrive. At my post, sheriffs can't come on there if it's not an emergency unless, it's approved, right? So I wind up reaching out to the supervisor and she didn't answer. The other supervisor answered. He was like, she's on a conference call with corporate and HR. She's coming out and not in the company truck. She's in her car. She now has left. Oh my gosh, what's going on? And I couldn't talk to her because there was 3 other cars that was exiting after her. So I was like, dang, I don't even have her number to find out what happened. So supervisor reaches out to me. Hey, if you're feeling any type of way, if you're concerned about anything, call corporate. Like basically they're waiting on your call. I call corporate. I expressed to her, I said, I know it's not your fault, but to leave us out there 4 hours, camera zoomed in on us to make sure we're not harming a snake. No one came. Everybody who you guys sent, I'm talking to her, but I'm very calm. I'm talking to her. I said it was a terrifying situation. So she's like, well, I couldn't even come to help. I was over 2 hours away. And I'm just like, unless you're a professional, girl, I don't even know what we were going to do unless we were all going to sit out there, right? We didn't have pretty much anything to get rid of the snake. We couldn't harm the snake. We couldn't touch the snake. I said, because our job was on the line. And she was like, your job was on the line. I said, yes, the policy here is if we hurt or harm a snake, we can get fired for that. You didn't know that? And she was like, no. And I'm like, but you're the manager over this plant. So how don't you know the policy and procedures here, right? So now she's like, yeah, and I didn't know that the guard shack door didn't close all the way. So mind you, this is the same lady that I bring stuff to her attention because she's in corporate and she's supposed to get things done, right? I told her not too long ago that the office chair was broke. She literally came in the guard shack and started bouncing on the chair to see if I was lying. I said, well, I did report that in my report. She was like, okay, I have to pull that up. So she was just apologetic. We're having a civil conversation. I'm thinking everything is fine. No one is yelling. No one is cussing. I already had did that the day before when that rattlesnake was in my face. You understand? With the other officers, we just did a conference call. So we would like to do the same with you so we can address things there. Maybe we can get like some snake petals, some this, some that. Like, so we're trying to figure out what to do. But hey, God forbid that we do get bit by the rattlesnake or just any animal. Mind you, there's bobcats around there. There's coyotes. I work swing shift, so I'm coming out to Lord knows what is out there. I've been reporting to them that the motion lights are out. No one is listening to me. So she was like, well, you just called 911. And I said, so you guys don't have no type of responsibility for us if, something was to happen to us? And she was like, not really. And I was like, what the hell? So if I get bit, so this was a thought. So she was like, what the hell? Oh, now you being disrespectful and cussing at me? What? Now you just flip this around on me that fast? Come back for part 3. Part 3 of why I may lose my job to a rattlesnake. So now y'all know she done flipped the script on me. The crazy part about it is she's telling me that I'm disrespecting her. I'm yelling at her. I'm cussing her out. When did I cuss you out? The conversation before, I brought that up to HR. I said, so what did you bring up to them? Because like now I'm confused. Never knew that I was disrespectful in the first call. And then she goes, you feel like your life is on the line, you can just clock out. I said, I can clock out right now. She like, yeah, go ahead. You feel like your life is on the line? I said, wow. When my life was on the line yesterday, y'all told us it didn't matter if it was 3 a.m. We bet not go nowhere. But now since the situation is over, you want me to clock out? She getting louder. She getting disrespectful. I'm still holding my composure. My voice started to elevate a little bit, but I'm still acting professional. I'm at work. If I was off the clock, trust me, she would have heard it. And then she goes, well, yeah, the other supervisor said that you were going off on him. I said, wait, what? I said, he wasn't even here yesterday, so why would I go off on him? He asked me what happened. I told him what happened. I said, oh, wow, now you really trying to turn this around on me. Well, I'm gonna contact this supervisor. So she gonna say, matter of fact, yeah, HR will be in touch with you. Click. Damn, contacted the male supervisor. So why did you tell this lady that I was disrespecting you, I'm blaming you, I'm this and I'm that? I didn't tell her that. I said, well, something had to come out your mouth because I was a topic of discussion. And so she ain't gonna randomly just say something like that. So what did you say? I didn't tell her anything. I said, well, you know what? She told me to clock out. I clocked out and I'm driving off this premises. Fast forward to today. HR, nobody hasn't reached out to me. Well, I called corporate. I'm talking to one of the ladies from HR. Mind you, after our conversation of me wasting 10 minutes, she's not even a person that I am supposed to speak with. She admitted that we don't have any type of protocols in place, right? Just listen.
And we're also trying to figure out what the protocols are going to be coming in the future because we don't currently have proper protocols for when certain things happen.
So y'all know I'm not crazy. It's 5 o'clock and guess who gets a text message? You are off schedule until we have our meeting on Tuesday. So now I am about to miss 3 days of work. I'm gonna go to that meeting Tuesday. Y'all stay tuned for part 4. TikTok at this point helped me quit. So I was playing a message over and over with the HR lady that I was on the phone with yesterday, the one who's irrelevant, right? You know, just to see if I missed anything outside of her saying that we don't have proper procedures in place, just in case you would have got bit by that snake. Why she say that there's an ongoing investigation due to a work injury? I'm the investigation. I'm the only one that's been taken off of schedule for a few days. Work injury? Me or the supervisor wasn't injured. The snake was. I can't even make this shit up. The snake was injured. The snake fell in the street. All we heard was a boom, right? The snake stayed there for about 5 minutes. When the snake began to move towards the guard shack, there was blood in between the exit arm and the guard shack. Now remember that lady told me, the one that's been lying on me, go back and forth and hunk and just aggravate this damn snake. So now y'all thinking I'm the one that harmed this snake? I just can't even make this up. There's no way. This just can't even be real. I should have killed that fucking snake. This entire situation has me stressed out, being that my job is on the line. Why I should have left this company. One of their workers is approaching to make an entrance. I asked him where his badge was. He said he had left it in the back somewhere. Grabbed the clipboard, asked him for his license. He was clearly in uniform, in a work truck, and I got the license plate on the vehicle. I let him enter on the premises. I noticed a couple of seconds later, the cameras were zoomed in on him. The phone starts to ring. It's their security company asking me, why did I let this guy in? I said he's one of the workers, and they told me I shouldn't have even let him onto the premises without issuing a temporary badge. I said, well, sir, his badge is in the back. I identified license to face, I did all the steps. He said, well, this is unacceptable. You need to contact your field soup and have them escort the man up off the premises. I contacted my field supervisor. I told him exactly what I just told y'all. Found the man about 10-15 minutes later. Escorted the man up off the premises. The man now has his badge. Mind you, he left it in the back. He's pissed because now he's getting escorted up off the premises to literally drive out and turn around and drive right back in to badge his way in. I apologized to him. I told him I wasn't sure about the misunderstanding. I said, I guess apparently I wasn't supposed to let you in without issuing you a badge, even if it was for 15 minutes. He contacted them, and I'm not sure what he told them, but all I know is he said, you guys better not write that guard up because she did her job. I was supposed to issue a badge. Now, this was a part of the training that I wasn't trained on, so I didn't know that if it's one of their employees, we are supposed to issue a temporary badge. Did all the necessary steps to make sure that this person was safe to be on the premises. I got written up for that incident. This entire situation has me stressed out. I got fired. Did I lose my job to a rattlesnake? I got fired. I arrived to the meeting 15 minutes early. They were late to the meeting. A woman walks up from the back. Deanna? Yes. I get up. I'm walking towards the back to her office with her. I never seen her. I don't know who she is. So I asked her, hey, I'm sorry, I don't know who you are. She was like, oh, I'm such and such from HR. First question the HR lady asked me was, how long have I been here with the company? I said, as of next month, it's going to mark my 1-year anniversary. Then she goes, we are going to have a professional meeting. She was like, if you're rude to me, if you're cutting me off, if you just doing anything that I don't like, basically, meeting is over. So you're already coming at me sideways and attacking me, and the meeting hasn't even started. I haven't even said anything. You don't have to say anything. You have an attitude. When I went to the lobby to go pick you up, your energy was off. My energy was off. I said, I don't have an attitude, and you're not about to sit here and tell me that I have an attitude. Guess what she said? Meeting over. Wasn't even there 5 minutes. I gather my belongings. I'm walking out the door. She's walking behind me. And I'm like, I know how to, get out. We get up to the front. The receptionist, she's like, hey, can you sign out? I had to sign out twice. When I was signing out, I turned and I asked her, so am I terminated? Oh, I didn't say that. I said, so I'm kind of confused. I didn't disrespect you. I didn't do anything at all to you. I just told you that I didn't have an attitude, and you immediately stopped the meeting. You know what she said? I told you to leave. I haven't even signed the other clipboard. If you don't leave right now, I'm calling the police. She called the police on me. I told her, I'm not scared of the police. Said, I'm not disrespecting you. I haven't put my hands on you. I haven't done nothing. Something told me to not act up. Because, boy, I would have mopped the floor with this bitch. The lady's like, I don't want to see nothing happen to you. Can you just sign out? I told her, I don't even want the 4 minutes of pay. I'ma leave. And my daughter was waiting in the lobby. I'm like, where's the keys at? I need to go get my uniforms. She on the phone telling the police she banned from here. She's not an employee. She's African American. She's like giving them a description, telling them that I'm aggressive, I'm this and I'm that. I kid you not. By the time I pushed the button to the elevator and I got down, 2 police cars was there for me. So I was like, hey, officers, y'all looking for me? And he said, are you supposed to be our aggressor? I said, yeah. He said, it don't seem like you aggressive. So I explained to him everything that y'all know. I'm sorry to tell you this, but this sounds like a lawsuit, and she should have never called us. And so I asked him, was I free to go? And he was like, yeah, you're clear. You're not trespassing. You're not doing nothing that she said. Last month, I just signed my lease for another year. It was hell pulling myself out of homelessness. And now to be going through this. Still in shock. I can't believe I was let go yesterday. I gave my time, energy, and I put my heart into that job. Clearly, I'm not the angry black woman they trying to make me out to be. Otherwise, I wouldn't have lasted this long. This was one of my biggest accomplishments that helped me remain off the streets of being homeless. It was still a struggle. At least it wasn't a big hole that I had to dig myself out of. I spoke to my leasing company. They gave me 5 days to get my rent in, or I go up for eviction. I do work part-time at Amazon, but I'm capped out now at 20 hours because I have a back injury. So I'm gonna have to find another job. So in the meantime, I'm gonna do Uber and Lyft and take my 20 hours at Amazon starting next week. I know a lot of you are trying to help me, and I appreciate you. I'm gonna list on this video every way you can help me. As of right now, I don't have a fund. I haven't even really thought about it, but I know I need the help. I just feel like I failed you. I know God got me. I know there was something greater for me. It was time to let go of that company because I was doing stuff that wasn't even a part of my job title. And I just never said nothing because I didn't want to lose my job. I want to thank you all for helping me and getting me through this time. This one is hard to take it to the chin. Still in shock. I can't believe
I shared my story because I am you. There are thousands, probably even millions, that don't speak up. We don't fight back. We don't take up for ourselves because our jobs are on the line. And we're working as simple 9 to 5 to try to keep a roof over our head, to keep food on our table, take care of our medical bills. Whatever reason it is that we remain employed with a company that we know absolutely sucks, in the long run, it hurts us because we're doing everything and above that they want us to do to be disrespected, discriminated against, sexually harassed. But the moment someone speaks out, now it's a problem. You see it all the time. I personally been self-employed as an independent contractor for years, 5 stars all across the board with 9 different companies. The work be slow a lot because of the area I live in, but I'm still on that platform for a reason. So it never had nothing at all to do with my attitude. You just needed to cover up your behind for the negligence and the mishandling of a rattlesnake situation. Now all of a sudden, I became the target. Oh yeah, your attitude suck, yo this and that, but guess what? I never verbally been warned about my attitude. I've never even been written up about my attitude. It is what it is. I'm already applying for other places of employment. And baby, that career opportunity is about to land right in my lap. I shared my story because I am.
Now, you know I ain't forgot about you. I just came on here to thank every single last one of you from the bottom of my heart. I've never dealt with anything like this, and we here, and that's all I'm gonna say. I appreciate you guys for standing up for me, fighting by my side with me. This one was a little tough, like I said before, but I'm doing what I gotta do. I'm not gonna stay down too long. I know some of y'all are just meeting me. Hi, my name is Deanna. I've been working 80 hours a week ever since I beat homelessness. Maybe this is just a blessing in disguise, and I just can't wait for what God is gonna do. Now, my Cash App ain't Cash Apping, baby. I do apologize. Hold off on the Cash Apps. Let's just let it reset for maybe the next couple of days. I am considering doing a fund, and if I do, I will post about it tomorrow, and it will actually be live tomorrow, okay? I've also been notified that people have been making PayPals, Venmos, Cash Apps, all this stuff. Still in my profile picture, just letting you guys know it is not me. I'm gonna relist my information here, and the ones who can utilize these services to
to continue to donate, please do so. God bless you, and thank you so very much. Hey, don't scroll. I just need 60 seconds of your time. As of April 1st will mark the 1-year anniversary of me beating homelessness. I am so very proud of myself because it wasn't easy getting here, especially when you have lost everything. It was a lot of bumps in the road, but I am here today working full-time, part-time, and I also do gig work. I am currently at 65 hours a week, soon to be back at 80 hours working 2 full-time jobs. I just don't want to ever have to face homelessness again. This is the reason why I am working so very hard to not be in that position. Recently this week, not only was my phone disconnected, but I had a couple of other disconnections that I pretty much just put to the side until I can do what it is that I need to do. I will continue to remain so positive and so